Hello, my esteemed colleagues and admired amigos. Buck's Small Engine DIY on YouTube, coming at you today with a video I hope you'll find interesting and hopefully helpful. I'm working today on a Honda Generator. It's the inverter EU2000i. And this came to me, it would not start, it will not run. Actually, it will start and run for like 1 second. It's just not able to keep going. For some reason, it just would not run. It'll pop real quick. It'll try to run for 1 second, maybe two, and then stop. And I found the reason. I've done the diagnosis, and I want to let you in on what I've discovered, and it might be of interest and help to you. If you're working on one of these that won't start or run, or maybe just take this information and file it away for a future date. Now, back up, this was brought to me, and the owner had tried to put in a new carburetor, and Amazon carburetor, I assume, and he did a fine job with that. And I asked him when he brought it, bring me the old carburetor, just in case, because sometimes these Chinese carburetors are hit and miss. But anyway, I decided, even with this replaced carburetor, same deal. Run for 1 second, maybe, if you're lucky. It simply doesn't want to start. It does not want to run. So I took the original carburetor and decided, what would I do if this was brought to me without having the carburetor changed out? So many times you get a clogged ethanol, fuel has gummed up the carburetor. So I cleaned it out in my usual fashion, installed the original, which is on there right now. And guess what? It'll start for 1 second, sort of, kind of. Now this has an electric throttle. It's got a thing over here on the side for eco run, where it will throttle to the only to the speed that you need based on the load that you're putting on it. But yeah, it simply would not start or run. I thought to myself, just based on experience, maybe that screen in the muffler, the spark arrestor screen, is all clogged up. They can get clogged with carbon and don't get any exhaust flow. So I dropped the muffler off right here on the end where it bolts up, and I pulled out the spark arrestor screen. But it's clear, you can see right through it. It's not clogged up at all. I said, just for fun, let's go ahead and start it up with no muffler. And guess what? It started and ran with no problems with the muffler removed. I put the muffler back on, tried it again. Guess what? It would not run or start. Just 1 second pop, that's all it would do. And I came to the realization that that muffler is completely plugged up. Just totally, completely plugged up. Put my air compressor up here and tried to blow air through it. Nothing comes out here. It is completely and totally plugged up. So there's our diagnosis, right? Just got to get a new muffler. How hard can that be? Bolts up here to the end of the 5-minute replacement job, right? Yes, but the problem is these are really hard to come by, and they're super expensive. I think I saw one on Parts Tree, brand new. The part that I need for this generator, it was $218 or something like that. Crazy. Plus tax and shipping. Then I was poking around on eBay, and I saw one there that was brand new. It was like $190 plus tax and shipping. You know what? That's a lot of money for a stinking muffler. I saw one that was used for $65, but then I thought, that's hit or miss. Maybe that one's half plugged too. Who knows? So I called the guy up, gave him his diagnosis, and asked him what he wanted to do. And you know what he wanted to do? He said, it's an $1,100 generator. Let's pay the money and put a new muffler on it. So that's what we're going to do. And it was just really surprising to me that was the problem. So here's our new muffler. It arrived. It's the right thing. I got the part number here. I also bought an exhaust gasket, so if you want to take a look at those part numbers, you may do so. There's your muffler. I'll put links in the description with this information also. And then a Our gasket is that guy right there. And it should be a pretty easy thing to pop this new muffler on, and then we'll be back in business. Alright, so just cleaning up that exhaust flange here. All this begs the question, why did the muffler get so clogged up? How did that happen? I don't know the answer. But I will say these little generators are famous for being very quiet, running real quietly. So my guess is that perhaps, you know, inside the muffler, the baffles, the passageways are just really small. And the owner of this told me he has used it a lot over the years. And if the muffler's got all those small passageways, maybe it's just prone to getting gummed up, you know, plugged up with carbon and stuff. But I don't really know. I really do not know. So we've got three bolts, 2 bolts that hold the muffler to the flange, and then one that goes through the bottom into the side of the motor there. So let's go ahead and open up the we'll open up the gasket. And by the way, I told you I blew air through this with my air compressor. I have to reuse the spark arrestor, and I might just torch it up heat it up with a torch and burn some of that carbon off before I install it. But I could not blow air through this old one, and just to be sure, I did take the same test with this one, and yes, I can blow air through here and it comes out the exhaust. So this one is not plugged, and this one's going to get the job done for us. So let me clean the spark arrestor, and then we'll put it right in there, and we'll be ready to install. All right, I think that's pretty good. That's it. All right, just tighten them down a little bit. All right, this cover, and he's held on with 4 screws. So we'll put that guy cover back on and then close this up, put the air cleaner back on, button it all up, and then we'll be ready to, you know, try it out. Okay, let's see if it wants to run now. I'm going to turn off the eco throttle so it'll just run at full throttle. Engine switch on. Choke. Let's see what we get. It's got a fuel pump. I don't know if there's any fuel in the carburetor bowl yet. So let's see. That's better. Look, exhaust. That is pretty quiet, isn't it? That's the eco throttle. Wow, it really is quiet. Shall we plug something into it? See if it actually generates. And you can hear it pick up, throttle up a little bit under the load of the drill. Not bad. That's not bad at all. There we go. Successful repair once we discovered what the real problem was. And funny how something like a muffler can, it's like putting a potato in the tailpipe. You remember that? No, I never did that either. Hopefully this will help to you today getting your generator running, and if not, just file that away. It's something to keep in mind because the plugged exhaust is going to cause problems. And now it's back up and running. It's really quiet and it's working, and that feels really good. Thanks for watching. Your comments and questions in the discussion below were, of course, always appreciated. Remember, guys, as I like to say, only you can put the do into do-it-yourself. And I'll see you on our next video. Bye.